Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's right, my name is Matt, hello. What's up? So, Buffy, today we're starting with the season 3 finale. I'm pretty sure. We have 2 episodes to go, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a 2-parter, as it's been usually. Wait, was the season 1 finale a 2-parter? I don't remember, because season 1 had less episodes, but season 2 was definitely a 2-parter. Doesn't matter. I've seen the titles for the episodes, so I know we have a 2-parter coming. I actually don't remember the title, I just remember that it was a 2-parter. So here we are. Okay, last week, what did we see? We got The Prom, which was one of the most feel-good episodes we've had of Buffy. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of drama in it, but like the way it ended felt really nice. It felt really nice. And I actually described it as cute, I remember, and I still stand by that. I enjoyed how I feel like the core of the show kind of showed itself when everybody gave Buffy some kind of recognition for everything that she does for everybody, and like how across the show we like make jokes about the fact that everybody's oblivious, or not oblivious, but nobody responds in a way that normal people would respond. Like it's kind of funny almost. And in that episode, everybody was like, oh yeah, we're totally aware of what's going on at all times. We just don't talk about it very much, but off screen they do. And off screen they do have a degree of recognition for Buffy, which they can identify is the person who is always there to help them out. So that was really nice. I didn't mention it last week because I don't think I thought about it this way, but after I watched the episode and the week since, I've been sitting here thinking like that might have been like the last like good episode of the show. And I don't mean good in terms of quality, I mean good in terms of, oh, we're gonna be happy one last time before everything goes to fucking shit. Like that would make sense, because that ending for that episode feels like it would be a goodbye to the days we used to have and we're never gonna have again, you know. It goes hand in hand with the idea of, you know, we're going to high school and we're fighting monsters and we all go to class and we worry about things the teenagers worry about, but now we're starting to move on from that, and that might be the final episode that signifies that. So from this point onward, we still haven't finished high school. I don't think The Promise is the ending, but I think this episode we're gonna get to see the end of that. Yeah, maybe that was the last time everyone was ever happy on that show. So we'll see where this goes. Last time we got an episode 21. Slayer died. I think she's dead. I think Kendra's dead. I mean, I suppose she is, because he got transferred to Faith. So yes, she is dead. That is confirmed. Because like last time when Kendra died, I was like, I don't think she's dead. They sucked her soul or something. No, she's probably dead. Something that I was thinking about, I was just gonna mention it now, because now that I bring up Kendra, I don't think there's gonna be any other moment where it's gonna be better to talk about it. But something I thought about was how last season 2, we got Kendra and she was introduced as, you know, here's a second Slayer, and it was cool. But then she left, and then she showed up again and immediately died. And I remember I was thinking to myself how first of all, I didn't even believe she died, because there was something weird happening when she died with Drusilla doing this thing. But I think it was just like a ZZ ability in video game terms. She just like confused her, or like put her out of it, and then went for the killing blow. But something I was thinking about is how the reason why that felt that way for me was because Kendra didn't really get to do anything. Like Kendra felt like, oh, here's a second Slayer. And then she leaves, and then she shows up again, and it's like, oh my god, a major character died. And to me, it felt like Kendra was kind of a waste of a character. So that's why I just didn't even believe that she was dead, because I was like, that feels like that's bad. And something I was thinking about is Faith is kind of in some level, a retread of that idea, but so much better executed. And I don't know where Faith is going to go. I'm kind of 80% expecting her to die at the end of next episode. But something I was thinking about is how Faith showed up again. Like, I don't remember what episode it was, but it was like episode 10 or something like that. She showed up and it's like, hey, there's a new Slayer in town, and this one is a foil to Buffy. She's so completely different, in a different way that Kendra was, right? But Faith has had so many things happen to her character. Her character has gone so many places, and there's so many things internally that happen with her that are so like interesting to see, and the main storyline just weaves into her character and how it applies, and like it's being set up as like an incredible thing that's probably gonna happen at the end of this season with Faith, because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but something's gonna happen and it's gonna be dramatic, like that's for sure. So something I'm thinking about is how Faith feels like they grabbed the idea they had with Kendra and they were like, okay, let's do it, but like really good now. Like they thought about Kendra and they were like, yeah, we could have done more things. And then they went into season 3 with that idea of let's do it, but let's apply everything that we learn in the missed opportunities with Kendra, and let's fucking do it really good this time. And that's what I feel like Faith might have been. I don't know if there's anything that anyone has said from behind the camera, like at the director's cut or writers or whatever, like if there's anything that anyone has ever said being like, yeah, like we grabbed what we did in season 2 and we actually decided to make it better for season 3. And if that was the origin of Faith, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. So yeah, anyway, that's just something I thought about like last week or 2 weeks ago, and I just forgot to mention. So yeah, anyway, I think we're getting ready to begin. I am stalling. I shouldn't. I don't have a lot of time to record, so let's just jump into it. Patreon, check out the Patreon, link in the description below, pop up on screen. You can support the channel and watch the finale for season 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And again, I said it last week, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take a break. I'm not sure how long, like a week, 2 weeks, I don't know, from Buffy episodes before I start season 4. And I also said I'm probably not gonna be reacting to Angel. I'm gonna be reacting to specific episodes of Angel, but not all of it. So don't join my Patreon if you're expecting to see any of that immediately, because it's probably not gonna happen. But if you really want to watch the next episode, then I'm not gonna stop you. Or if you just want to support the channel, hey, that would help out a lot. And yeah, you can watch full-length episodes as well if you're into that. Okay, let us begin. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 3, episode 21. Let's go. Oh, we're gonna get another I don't care, please.
You killed a man. I don't
care. I didn't get to see her face smiling as she said I don't care. That's not my favorite part.
Open your present.
This is a thing of beauty, boss.
Oh, the knife! Yeah, the knife is gonna come back! I talked extensively about this fucking knife. I talked for like 20 minutes about that knife. What it mattered to her.
There's no way I'm getting out of this school alive. I've been lucky too many times. My number's coming up, and I was short.
I feel like Sander is the type of character who's gonna make it out alive every time. And everyone around him is gonna die, but he won't. That's what I feel like.
I really wish we would have got to know each other better. Me too. And you're so smart. I always wanted to be like that.
Thanks, you're so sweet.
I hope we don't lose touch.
No, we'll hang out.
Don't you hate her?
Yes, with a fiery vengeance. She picked on me for 10 years. It's like a sickness, Buffy. I'm just missing everything. I miss PE. You don't feel it?
No, I don't. I just don't get the whole graduation thing. When you get a piece of paper and nothing changes. I don't even think I'm gonna go.
What do you mean, not go? Why not?
Ascension? Mayor becoming a demon, snacking upon populace?
Oh yeah, that's happening.
What, you guys didn't hear?
Oh, he's gonna be at the school?
Guess who our commencement speaker is?
Oh, we're gonna fight at the school or whatever. That means that the entire school is at a danger. I mean, everyone's in danger, but mostly. Hi, Faith.
I'm looking for Professor Worth.
So she's gonna stab this man? Or... All right. Is this the first? Well, not the first murder, but is this the first like actually just murdering a random civilian without it being an accident? I don't remember if the guy that she shot with the bow that brought the briefcase was a human or a monster. I think it was a monster. I think this might be the first like normal human that she killed without it being an accident. I mean, stabbing people does get easier. Not that I would know. So what he was working on probably something that could help out the rise up against the mayor. What is this?
Aren't you a vision?
I feel like it's stupid in this.
It's very much not Faith.
Nobody knows what you are. Not even you, little Miss Seen It All. The Ascension isn't just my day. It's yours, too. Your day to blossom, show the world what a powerful girl you are. No father could be prouder.
I hope I don't let you down.
Impossible. Now come on, change back into your street clothes. I'll buy you an icy.
There's things about the mayor that I never like talked about, but I always thought about. Maybe I'll bring it up this discussion. What's the score?
B-, that's great.
I'm a scholar. I'm like a scholar.
Congratulations.
And I got the grades. I'm graduating tomorrow. I'll forget all this crap.
Hopefully you won't die.
This is still a class, and everyone will participate.
E.
No. There's no E. They always go for the E.
Alright, this is what we're doing.
I was wondering, maybe if you're free this weekend, maybe we could do some
Wow.
watch sports of some kind.
Wow, she's trying.
I don't know.
Men like sports. I'm sure of it.
Men like sports. Men watch the action movie. They eat of the beef and enjoy to look at the bosoms.
Hey, I'm trying, okay? You don't need to take my head off.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I survived the ascension, and then maybe you and I could do some sports.
She knows about it.
What?
Stabbed. Lester Worth,
Oh!
professor of geology.
Anya's gonna be important to whatever the ascension is. That's interesting to me. I love Anya.
Lester had something or knew something.
So we should look into
And I
it.
want to know too.
By attempting to keep a valuable clue from us, the mayor may have inadvertently led us right to it.
What page are you on, Wes? 'Cause we already got there.
He's just trying to sound cool.
Keep watch. Faith has you at a disadvantage, Buffy.
Because I'm not crazy or because I don't kill people?
Both, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Our priority is stopping the ascension.
Easier said than done, Monarchy Boy.
What does she know? She's lived through
Meet the
them.
only living person who's ever been to one.
Oh yeah, okay.
About 800 years ago, in the Koskov Valleys above the Urals, there was a sorcerer there who achieved ascension, became the embodiment of the demon Lohesh.
Okay.
It decimated the village within hours.
How-
Maybe 3 people got out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Lohesh was a four-winged soul killer, am I right? I was given to understand that they're not that fierce. For all the demons we've faced.
You've never seen a demon. All the demons that walk the earth are tainted, are human hybrids like vampires.
That makes sense to
Ascension
me,
means
actually.
that a human becomes pure demon. They're different.
Okay.
One thing, they're bigger.
I would expect the real demon to be more demon-like, not just do it with makeup on. Like the Ascension to me, I was thinking it might be something like the Eclipse from Berserk, but like less fucked up because it's a PG-13 show.
I believe in order.
I believe you believe
Sunnydale
that.
owes you a debt. It will be repaid. Yes, sir. We'll mark that invoice paid in full.
Is he starting to have doubts? It would be great.
Camevo girl's in the mix.
She's cool.
So,
Hi, what's up? Hey yo.
I'll tell you, it's just nice to see that some young people are still interested in reading in this modern era. So, what are kids reading nowadays? The beast will walk upon the earth, and darkness will follow. The several races of man will be as one in their terror and destruction. Oh, that's kind of sweet.
You never get even a little tired of hearing yourself speak, do you?
That's one spunky little girl you've raised. I'm gonna eat her.
It doesn't do anything.
Whoa! Well, no, that was a little thoughtless.
I did enjoy that though.
Get out.
I smell fear. That's smart. Some of your deaths will be quick. If that's worth anything. See you all at graduation. You don't want to miss my commencement address. It's gonna be one heck of a speech.
I enjoy that scene. I enjoy how he just walked in. Something I immediately thought about, this could turn out to be the case or not, but like his blood could be key to creating something that would defeat him. She's escaping town.
If there's a lunar shuttle going up anytime soon, I'm on it.
Yeah, she's fucking gone. Makes sense.
You can't stop the ascension, Xander. You were right the first time. The only thing any sane person can do now is run.
Have I ever told Joyce about the
What are you
Ascension?
doing?
We should tell her, hey, you should skip town or something. She wouldn't, but
You're taking my clothes.
Mom, I need you to leave town.
okay,
Tonight.
that's it. This is the scene.
There's no way I wouldn't dream of
Mom, graduation is a pointless ceremony where you sit around and listen to a bunch of boring speeches till someone hands you a piece of paper that says you graduated, which you already know, and maroon does nothing for my complexion, so don't argue, okay?
What, is some terrible demon going to attack the school? I am not leaving you to face an awful monster if I go anywhere you're going with me.
You know that I can't.
But then I can't either.
I wish I could be a lot of things for you. Great student, a star athlete, remotely normal.
Not fighting for my life every Thursday, but
There is something I do that I can do better than anybody else in the world. I'm gonna fight this thing, but I can't do it and worry about you.
I just can't.
You stay, you'll get me killed. You have to trust me on this. Can you do that?
that conversation went well. Buffy knew how to handle it.
I can't even change poor Amy back to a person.
Poor Amy.
Oz.
What?
Could you just pretend to care about what's happening, please? I think we could be dead in 2 days' time, and you're being ironic detachment guy.
Would it help if I panic?
Yes, it'd be swell. Panic is a thing people can share in times of crisis.
Makes sense.
And everything's really scary now, you know? And I don't know what's gonna happen. And there's all sorts of things that you're supposed to get to do after high school, and I was really looking forward to doing them. And now we're probably just gonna die, and I'd like to feel that maybe you would...
Here, there it is.
What are you doing?
Panicking.
Keep panicking, please. I'm gonna be the first one to say that this is a little bit weird with Amy right there, you know? Is he gonna keep are they gonna go to whatever base with Amy right there? Hi.
Stealthy.
Okay.
Guy was a volcanologist or something.
Oh, I said before, we were gonna maybe deal him. Like, we were just gonna throw him at the bottom of the ocean. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw him at the bottom of a volcano. We're gonna karst this ass.
You just show up at the prom and then you disappear into the ocean. And for all I know, you left town.
Are you mad at me for being around too much or for not being around enough?
Duh. Yes.
Which?
Yes.
Can we stop at the brain teasers?
Yeah.
I just wish it was over. Done.
Once a marriage.
I know, world in peril and we have to work together.
Yeah.
It's my last office romance, I'll tell you that.
Let me out of your face.
Isn't it even a little hard for you?
How can you ask me that? Just because I'm not acting like a brat doesn't mean I don't feel
It's
anything.
nice to know what you think of me.
What do you expect me to say when you just attack?
I just can't do this anymore. I can't have you in my life when I'm trying to move on.
Whoa. That's fucked up and cold.
Meant to.
Okay, that was just a message, I guess.
I'm just glad Faith's such a suck shot.
Like, what was
Mr. Worth headed an expedition in Kauai.
like what was the point of
digging
that?
through old lava beds near a dormant volcano. He found something underneath.
What?
A carcass, buried by an eruption. Very large one. Mr. Worth posits that it might be some heretofore undiscovered dinosaur.
A demon?
Oh,
Yes,
sure.
That would be something that the mayor would want to keep a secret.
Maybe the mayor's gonna transfer into that carcass.
Impervious to harm until the ascension. In his demon form, he can be killed.
Yeah, we just have to let him ascend, and then we do it.
Okay, you have been a real klutz today.
So are they trying to incapacitate him or what? Like, what's the point of that? Did he get poisoned? Was it a poison arrow or something?
I'll have to run some tests.
My
Okay.
shoulder's completely numb.
It was poisoned. He's a better hostage this way, so...
The council has all the known toxins on file, mystical or otherwise. I'll contact them immediately.
You're going to be okay.
You have your own show to stare on. Oh, they covered the cave so Amy couldn't see. Okay. I mean, she could hear. Still weird. Anyway, good for
I
them.
feel different. Should this be a quiet moment?
I know exactly what you mean. Everything feels different.
Was that meta commentary on the show? The show is just gonna be different from this point onward.
Well, that should keep her occupied for a spell. Ritual of Gavrok.
Oh, here where's the spiders come
I
out.
have to ingest several of the inhabitants of this box.
Okay.
You know, go home, take it easy. It's a big day tomorrow.
You gotta give me something to do. There's no way I'm sleeping. Don't you need anyone dead or maimed? I can settle for maimed.
You little firecracker.
My mom used to call me that
Oh,
when I was little.
we're gonna learn?
Tomorrow, the Ascension and all that, am I gonna get to fight?
If everything goes smoothly, you won't have to.
So you'll still need me in there.
Always.
When I was a kid, a couple miles outside of Boston, there was this quarry. All the kids used to swim there and jump off the rocks, and there was this one rock like 40 feet up. I was the only one that would jump off of it. All the older kids were too scared.
Not you, though.
No, I could do it easy.
Are they trying to create a
Have all
serum?
this at the magic shop.
Luckily, we have a local magic shop in town. Is it Anya?
What are you doing here?
I was right outside. I just,
Oh, she wants to sneak out with him.
You could come with me.
Come with you.
You could just get in the car and drive, and no one would miss us. You're going to die if you stay here.
I guess I might.
When I think that something could happen to you, it feels bad inside. Like I might vomit.
She cares.
It's horrible. No wonder I used to get so much work.
I can't.
Got a job to do.
I got friends on the line.
Also that.
So,
That humanity thing's still a work in progress, isn't it?
are you really going to be that much help to them? I mean, you'll probably just get in the way.
Your stock's plummeted here, sweetheart.
Fine. You know what? I hope you die.
She doesn't mean that.
Aren't we gonna kiss?
Not after you said that. That's not how it works. Also, it doesn't seem like he was too into you anyway. Well, that sounded really Spanish. Too into you anyway. Sorry.
They couldn't help. Wouldn't. It's not council policy to cure vampires.
You explained that these were special cells.
Not under any circumstances, and yes, I did try to convince them.
I wouldn't have told them that it was a vampire that got shot.
We're talking about laws which have existed longer than civilization.
Everyone's gonna die.
I'm talking about watching my lover die.
Also that.
The council's orders are to concentrate on the...
Orders. I don't think I'm gonna be taking any more orders.
Here we go.
You can't turn your back on the council.
Come on, man.
They're in England. I don't think they can tell which way my back is facing.
Giles, talk to her.
I have nothing to say right now.
Yep. Not that it would matter.
Wesley, go back to your council
see
and
what-
tell them until the next Slayer comes along, they can close up shop. I'm not working for them anymore.
Faith poisoned Angel to distract you. To keep you out of the mayor's way, and it's working. We need a strategy.
I have a strategy. You're not in it.
This is mutiny.
Man, who gives a shit?
I like to think of it as graduation.
Cool. Thematic. Appropriate. Like, anytime Wesley chooses to say or do anything, I keep thinking to myself, like, I'm waiting for the moment where he decides, you know what? I'm gonna help out instead of being antagonistic.
Got a job.
Hold it. You got something?
Not sure.
Be sure.
Okay, Killer of the Dead. That's our boy, and here's a vamp that walked away from it.
Wait, completely reverse the effects.
Okay.
Come on, guys. The suspense is killing Angel.
Oh.
The only way to cure this thing is to drain the blood of a Slayer.
Oh. Okay. I mean, how much? We can spare a little bit of blood.
Perfect. Angel needs to drain a Slayer, then I'll bring him one.
Oh, okay, we're doing that then. I was thinking we can donate some blood, but no. If he has to, like, eat a Slayer to death, then sure, we can use Faith for that. If Faith is already dead, would that work? Because she would stop being a Slayer because she's dead. It would transfer to someone else.
Just don't want to lose you.
I won't get hurt.
That's not what I mean.
Are we doing the whole, like, don't become a killer like her thing? Oh, the knife she dropped. The cool knife. The goth knife. Yeah. Oh boy. Are we having an encounter this episode? There's something poetic about the fact that they're gonna fight each other to death or whatever over Angel. She should be playing PlayStation. That's what we should do. Not fight to the death, run a couple sets in Mortal Kombat and see how it works out. Hi.
Is he dead yet?
He's not gonna die. It's a good try, though. There's a cure.
Damn. What is it?
Her
Your
blood.
blood.
Come to get me? You gonna feed me to Angel? You know you're not gonna take me alive.
Not a problem.
Well, look at you. All dressed up in big sister's clothes. Give us a kiss.
Here we go. We're squaring up. This is nice choreographed. I like that. Damn, what is this Star Wars soundtrack? That didn't connect. I feel like the fight is gonna end in like a bad injury, but not a death. Okay, we change stages, like Tekken. Oh,
Stick around.
interesting. I don't know about the handcuff play. I don't know about that. She did handcuff her left, so she has her right. And if she's right-handed and Faith is right-handed, then that's better.
No, it's a demon, a very old one. Might have a picture.
Oh, it's a big one.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Can I see? Nope. It's like a handkerchief.
The power of these creatures
Okay.
suffuses my being.
He's gathering power. He's growing stronger.
There may be trouble at Faith's.
Okay.
What's the matter? All that killing, you're afraid to die?
Break her arm. Oh, they... Okay, she for free. Never mind. That's your knife.
You're about to get it back.
Man, I'm gonna miss this.
Oh! Ugh. When she pulled it out. Oh, that's bad. That's a real bad injury.
You did
Ugh.
You killed me.
Oh, she's gonna survive. She's gonna jump into a garbage truck.
Boy, though.
Not even that. Just... Well, he's leaving. That's when you should have just thrown out the... Is the episode about to end? God fucking damn it, shit, fuck. Okay, hello everybody, hi. Okay, let me just say that this looks a little bit different from what you just saw in the episode because I am recording this a couple of days after I watched the episode for a couple of reasons. First of all, I couldn't continue recording that night, so I decided, you know, I'm gonna record this discussion next morning, which is something I've done before. It's completely fine. And then I woke up yesterday and I was deathly ill. I was so miserable and I just wanted to die all day. And I couldn't. I just didn't have it in me to record something. So I was like, okay, sure, I guess I'm delaying this another day. And then today I had some commitments that I had to do, some family stuff. Now it's late at night, but I am here. Since then, I started editing the full-length videos for the episode. You know, I just wanted to get some work done, even though I haven't recorded this yet. And I noticed that the audio for the entirety of the episode recording for episode 21, the audio is peaking, like, badly. It sounds like absolute dog shit, and I don't know why. Like, I was monitoring that recording, so I don't know why that happened. And I am monitoring this one too, and it should be fine. And in fact, I'm gonna stop this video right now, and I'm gonna go check and see if it sounds okay. And then I'm gonna come back, so give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I just checked, and it sounds fine. I was trying to replicate what went wrong for the audio to be so fucking bad, and I couldn't find why that happened. I legitimately couldn't, because it wasn't doing that before, and it's not doing it now. And nothing changed, so I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's talk about Buffy. That's what you came here for. I just wanted to apologize for the audio. I'm sorry about that. But, okay. Finale. It's happening. Graduation day is upon us. And we have a death battle between Buffy and Faith. And, okay, I don't think Faith is dead. I mean, she didn't die. But she did say, like, good job, you killed me, you know? But that's just her saying it. She's just being dramatic. She's fine. I don't think she's gonna be fine next episode, but at least for this episode she lived. But like when I saw that stab wound, I was like, oh, that's real bad. Because the knife that she got stabbed with, like that knife, it's like a metalhead version of what they believe a knife is like, you know? It had so many like spikes and shit in it that it's like, if you were to be stabbed with that would be real bad. But then Buffy pulled it out. And that's even worse because like that knife has like, it's like the knife, but then it has like curves that go downward. So if you were to stab with that, okay, that's one thing. But if you pull it out, that would be fucking terrible. What Buffy just did to Faith, that is downright sadistic, honestly. Like, Buffy, what the fuck are we doing here, girl? We have a fight, and Buffy won the fight. And then Faith was like, well, you're not getting my blood, so go fuck yourself. And then she jumped out the building and landed on a passing truck. By the way, that fall is bad, but also she's a Slayer, so she's durable. But yeah, so her body's just going away. And Buffy's like, well, shit, what do I do now? So, alright, Angel is dying by a poison, and the only cure for the poison is Slayer blood. Buffy can give her blood, but from the way they talk about it, it sounds like he has to, like, drink a Slayer to death. So, that's not on the table. Okay, what about Faith? But also the mayor, near the end, he got informed that, like, oh, there's trouble happening at Faith HQ. So maybe the mayor is going to send a bunch of minions, or maybe he himself is going to go in and do something. So, yeah, that's the immediate problem. Now we have to worry about the Ascension itself, which, like, everything's just going on real quick tomorrow. Okay, let's focus on what we actually saw. Something I really like about this episode is Anya, actually. I really like Anya, and I said this, like, last week. Like, Anya showed up again for the prom, and I was like, that's really cool. It's cool that we get characters who... I mean, Anya is such a randomest character. She showed up, and she's like a goddess or a demon or whatever the fuck. She is here to fulfill the wishes of women who have been wronged by males, and then she makes sure their wishes come true. And then we got a really cool episode out of that, but Anya wasn't really someone that really mattered in the episode. She was just the conduit for which, from where the episodes came from. But then she stuck around, and like we saw her in the alternative Willow episode, which was fun. And then we get to see her again in the prom, and now we get to see her again here. And in any of those things that happened before, she didn't really matter much. And my wish kind of oddly came true, because last week I was like, we should tell Anya about this, you know? I was like, because my version of all of this is always like, we should make friends with everybody, you know? That's how I feel. So last week I was sitting here like, we should tell Anya that there's gonna be a bunch of like dog people show up and trying to eat everybody at the prom, just so she knows, you know? She should be in the loop at the very least. She's someone that like understands supernatural shit, so we should tell her, you know, out of all people, at least her. But they didn't, and I was sitting here like, we should. She's cool. But that's just me thinking Anya is cool, because honestly, and I said it last week, I like Anya. I like the idea of this, like, she has lived, I don't know how many fucking lives, like, she has lived for so many fucking years, and now she's stuck as, like, a regular-ass teenager in America, and now she has to, like, live as a teenager, and she actually does feel like she has to, like, the way she feels actually change in order to readjust into what a teenager would be like, so she cares about, like, her grades, and she cares about, like, love and shit, and it's like, she doesn't understand it. She's like, oh, I hate that I feel this way, but I do. So what do I do about that? I like that. That's fun for her character. And also she just keeps talking about like, oh yeah, I remember that shit. That one time where I made all those people like cannibalize this one guy because that guy cheated on her. Yeah, that was great. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, that sounds fun. Like, that sounds like a fun story to tell. Like, Sander is talking about like how he hates that she keeps going on about that. I'm sitting here like, I would love to listen to her just go off about dumb shit like that. Like, I'm like, go off, queen. Like, that sounds really fun. I would deadass just sit there and listen to all sorts of stories, because it also sounds like she's really into her stories, which is, I don't know, this might not be the case for everybody, but it is the case for a lot of people. When someone starts talking about something passionately, you kind of want to listen to them. and that's the way I am too. Like, Anya's just going off about like some of the shit that she did in the past, and you can tell that she's into it, and I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, that's fun. And it's fun because she's having fun, so I like listening to that. And now in this episode, she actually becomes relevant to the plot. She's the only surviving person, really, who has been through an ascension before. In the previous ascension, there were only like a couple of survivors, like 3 people, and what she saw was someone becoming the embodiment of a demon. We also get an explanation here, basically told that all the demons that we've been seeing in the show, those are not real demons. They are like half demons, like human versions of demons, you know? Demons that get tainted by humanity the moment they step into the human world. What we're gonna see is a full-on demon, something that we have never seen before. And my question to that is, have we not seen a full demon in the finale for season 1, like that tentacle monster or whatever that came out of the library, and also in the Zeppo, the tentacle demons that everybody fought and we never got to see because that episode was fucking memes, like that Cthulhu shit. I think that was a real demon, something like that, something real bad. Like, the way they talk about the Ascension to me kind of sounds like the Eclipse from Berserk. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned Berserk before. For those of you who have not read Berserk, it's like one of the best things I've ever read. Great story about like trauma and shit. But also in that manga, there's like a lot of fucked up shit that happened. Like, the most fucked up shit you can possibly imagine happens in that manga. And it's about how people get hurt by stuff like that and what they do with themselves after that happens. The Eclipse in Berserk is like the most fucked up shit you can imagine. I'm thinking the Ascension might be something like that, but like not as bad because this is a PG-13 show. At least I think Buffy's PG-13, but like if something bad happens, you don't get to see it. It's just implied or something, and they never explicitly tell you, oh, this is the worst, you know? But I'm thinking that the Ascension might be something like that. I'm imagining the mayor just being Griffith or whatever. There's also this thing, this demon carcass. I mean, I don't think they say it's a demon carcass, it's just a carcass that they found at the bottom of a volcano, I think. I should have rewatched the episode or like skimmed through it before I started recording this. I'm actually gonna do it right now because it's been 2 days. I need to keep up. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I have once again skimmed through the episode in order to remind myself what actually happened in it. And I mostly remember everything, so I didn't really need to, but it helps out. I want to keep talking about Anya, just because I like Anya. She's in love with Sander, which is ironic because Sander is the reason she lost her powers, and also Sander has been proven to be an unfaithful asshole. So like, it is like poetically comedic how Anya has fallen for him, but also at the same time Sander doesn't really want anything to do with her, which is better. I like Anya a lot, and I want her to be happy. Or like, I don't know what she's gonna do here, because like, okay, she's the only person that survived an ascension. Okay, the demon carcass that they found melted on a volcano. So I was wrong. In the past, I've said, you know, something we can do with the mayor is we can just like lock him in and just throw him at the bottom of the ocean, and that would take care of it, you know, because if he's immortal and we can't kill him, then we need to lock him away, and we can do the deal thing, just throw him into the bottom of the ocean and that's it, don't worry about it. No, we're gonna do the cars. We're gonna throw him into a volcano, and that's what will take care of it. However, that didn't even work out with the cars, and also there was a lot of bullshit that Joseph Joestar had to do in order to throw cars into a volcano, and I can't believe most of it. I have no fucking clue what Buffy the Vampire Slayer is gonna do. So what I'm thinking is, will the mayor actually ascend and become this like ultimate demon? Maybe, I don't know. Like, if it happens, then how do we solve it? I feel like there has to be some puzzle that we can solve in order to like somehow figure out like a spell or something that will take care of it. But like, the thing is that something that we do know is that they silenced that one guy, and because they killed that one guy, it means that there are clues left that we could use by following the tracks into what that one guy knew, that professor. And speaking of that professor, something I do want to talk about is that I think that was the first time Faith killed a man wanting to, you know, a human, because before she has killed demons. In fact, I think the guy that brought over the box for the mayor was also a demon. You know, it was a demon, but he was also capitalist, so he really did deserve it. But I think besides the guy that we first saw Faith kill an accident, I think we haven't had other humans that she's killed. I don't think so. Maybe I'm forgetting someone, but I don't think she has. So I was kind of expecting her, like, murdering this man to be a little bit more difficult for her, but it wasn't. And like, here's the thing, is that like, killing people does kind of get easier. She's becoming more and more detached from it. And, you know, the show has said before, like, you know, she's getting a taste for it, you know, but I almost take that as like the show trying to make me believe something that I actually don't. You know, I almost take that as like characters trying to make themselves like rationalize Faith in a way without them bothering to understand Faith. But something that does happen that I do believe is that you would get detached from continuing to kill people. Not because you get a taste for it, but because you have to do that in order to cope with yourself almost. Like you have to cope in some way with the fact that you're killing people. So you have to, like, on some level, you know, just pretend that you don't care or try to justify it in some way. And Faith has done that. She has tried to justify it by saying, like, you know, like, we're slayers, we do this shit, and sometimes people just die, and that's fine, you know? Like, nobody should tell me that I'm doing things wrong or whatever, because ultimately I'm helping the world, so fuck them. And she's not entirely wrong in saying that, but it's incredibly fucked up that she's saying that, and but more importantly, that's her way of coping with that. And the fact that she did that alone is telling that she was affected by it. Now we're at the point where that doesn't affect her anymore. Now we're at the point where she's just doing it, and that's just her job. So it's also an interesting point, and that's also why, you know, Buffy and Faith are fighting here. But, like, again, just because I like Faith. I like whenever we get to see a moment of humanity in Faith, and a tiny moment that I saw in this episode that I remember because I like them, is whenever Buffy shows up, and Faith is like, oh, you came here to see me or whatever, you know? It's like, I Poison Angel, of course you came to see me. Like, what are we gonna do, huh? And then Buffy's like, well, I found a cure for him. And she's like, oh yeah, what is it? And she's like, your blood. And I like that moment because Faith's response is like she just froze for like a second. And I really like that because Faith if she had believed that Buffy came here to just kill her, Faith would have been snarky about it. But because Buffy showed up with the intent to kill her, and Faith wasn't ready for that, because Faith was under the impression that, oh, Buffy's not gonna kill me, you know, like I can keep doing whatever bullshit to her and her boyfriend or whatever, but Buffy's too much of a good girl to kill me. Like, that's the whole deal between her and Buffy. And then Buffy shows up and it's like, no, I will murder you. And Faith has this moment of like, oh shit, like I didn't expect her to say that. And then they proceed to have a real fight, and Buffy proceeds to deal a mortal wound on her that I don't think she's gonna recover from anytime soon or at all. So we'll see where the next episode goes, but that fight was good, you know, getting a Slayer v Slayer fight was pretty good. Something I did mention at the intro for this video, which had audio peaking and it sucked, was how, to me, Kendra felt like a character that was badly used. Kendra was a good idea, a cool idea, but in season 2, we got her, and then she went away, and then she came back and immediately died. And it felt like she didn't really have anything to add to the storyline for that season other than, oh no, our good friend Kendra died, but then we didn't really get to spend any time with Kendra, so it didn't really feel like it had much weight on anything, to the point that I was doing, and you can check out my community tab if you're interested in this, I made a shitpost meme image where I put every character in Buffy that I could think about into a chart about what character would they main in Guilty Gear Strive, or just Guilty Gear in general. And I just forgot Kendra was the character in the show. Someone had to tell me, hey, Kendra, and I was like, oh fuck, you're right. And that's when I finally added her. But like, Kendra's someone that was very inconsequential, and I feel like the idea for Kendra was cool, the idea of having 2 Slayers, and you know, she's a foil to Buffy. They're very different, and they're kind of friends towards each other, but they're also kind of rivals. And it feels like Faith is kind of the execution of Kendra again, keeping in mind everything that they learned from Kendra previous season, doing it again, but this time they're just gonna make Faith incredibly relevant to everything, and everything about Faith as a character is so important to everything that's going on. Like, Faith is so much more of a character than Kendra ever was, and I really like Faith as a result. And it's not just relevance, but it's just like how interesting Faith is, where Kendra, I feel like, was interesting in paper, but in execution there was really nothing there. So that's how I feel, and I really like that Faith is becoming that. I really like that a lot. There's this scene that I really like, when the mayor just straight up shows up at the library and just starts just talking to everybody, like, oh, this is where you all hang out. And it's like, yeah, this is where we all hang out. Like, we never moved. This is our base of operations. It's always really interesting because, like, the mayor and Faith and just the bad guys, they all know where the main cast, like, lives. They all know where they live. They all know where they hang out. So I'm like, why don't they go and just kill them in their sleep? And I remember someone told me at some point in the comments, like, well, even if he's the mayor, how are you going to justify the usage of, like, police or whatever in order to do something that is just straight up wrong or unlawful or whatever? And I'm just sitting here like, bitch, I don't believe you. Like, I this man has enough power that I feel like he could just do whatever the fuck he wanted. And also, he has the Faith. He could just do whatever the fuck he wanted. Faith knows where Angel lives. They know where he lives. Angel hasn't moved. I said that he should, and he didn't. He should move. They know where he lives, and they know when, like, maybe he's probably asleep. Well, maybe he doesn't sleep, actually. I don't know if vampires get to sleep. That's a good question, actually. Do vampires sleep? Do vampires dream of the chupacabra? But yeah, anyway, they know where he lives. Like, Faith could just strike an assault in there, and she's a Slayer, so I would give Faith the upper hand over Angel. So that could happen at any time, and they just haven't done that. They tried to attack Angel before, but it wasn't an attack. It was, they tried to do some mind games with him, but, like, also, like, Faith could just go and assassin Willow in her sleep. So if they really wanted to do that, they could. They just don't do it. So I have to, like, on some level, just acknowledge the fact that we're just gonna let each other cook. We're just gonna let each other do whatever the fuck we want, because we're so sure that we're gonna win in the end. So I guess that's what we're doing. And I like that concept through a little bit when the mayor comes in and it's like, so this is where you all hang out. And he just comes in and starts taunting everybody. And I like that Giles is so like pissed off with him that he just stabs him. It's fun because he was like practicing with Wesley earlier in the episode, just some fencing. And then Giles just fucking stabs him through the heart just really quickly. And it doesn't do anything because we know that he is immortal, impervious or whatever. So that's not gonna work out. And they all saw it, but it's fun because I think they all knew that wouldn't work because Angel probably told them. But Giles just did it because he was angry, and I like that. I like seeing an angry Giles just fucking taking a stab at him, literally. It's really cool. It's cool whenever we get to see Giles just fucking being a badass because we don't get that often, but we have gotten it more often as the show went on, and I like that part of Giles coming through. Willow and Oz fucked. Yeah. Well, more importantly, I don't want to talk about the fact that they fucked as much as I want to talk about the fact that Amy's right fucking there. And in the past, I've even asked, is Amy cognizant enough to have like an understanding that a human would? That level of like brain power, or is her brain... I mean, it is reduced to the size of a rat, but is she able to be cognizant only to what a rat would be? And if that's the case, then maybe she won't remember any of this, but I feel like maybe she will. And if that's the case, then that's gonna be weird when she turns back to human, because like it's even weirder because they actually mention Amy in the scene before they fuck. And I'm sitting here like, well, now it's weird. And you get to see how Willow threw her like shirt or whatever over the cage. They were still making noise, probably. Like Amy could probably listen to everything that was going on. Yeah, that's just gonna be weird when she turn back into a human. Maybe she'll never turn back into a human. Maybe Willow will never return her back into a human just because she's like, oh, that would be really embarrassing if I did that. So how long do rats live? Not a lot, right? How long do rats live? Brown rat, 2 years. Black rat, 12 months. As pets, 2 years, maybe. So my question is the following now. Is Amy gonna age like 25 years? Because it's been like half a year since Amy got turned into a rat, I think. I think it was like episode like 16 or something like that. So like, it's not 16. I have to be fucking crazy. It was 3/11. God, that was a while ago. So if it's like one a week, it's like 3 months almost. Yeah. Is Amy gonna age up like 10 years by the time she comes back as a human? That's my question. How does that work? Anyway, enough theory crafting here. Yeah, Willow and Oz had sex. And the only part that I want to talk about is the fact that they talk about how everything feels different now. And it is commentary on the fact that, you know, we're becoming adults, we're leaving high school, because at the end of the day, Buffy is kind of a coming of age show. It is a teen adventure drama coming of age, and it feels like we're entering a new world where like things are just gonna stop being so, you know, chill and fun, and maybe shit's just gonna start sucking, because that's just kind of what adulthood is like. But it feels like it's also commentary on the show. Like the show is gonna stop being what it was before this episode, and now it's gonna start being something completely different, which I can see happening because high school was such an integral part of the show that saying goodbye to high school feels like, I don't know where the show's gonna go now. I don't know what it's gonna be like. So yeah, like we only get one more episode, which is gonna be Graduation Day Part 2, and then I have no clue what the show's gonna be in the future, so we'll see. There is a moment at the very beginning where Willow is signing the yearbook of this one girl that bullied her throughout the entire like school year. I think it was one of Cordelia's friends that we saw in the past, I think. And they were incredibly nice to each other. It's one of those things where, like, I think the show is just going on the idea that, you know, high school feels like everything that matters right now. Like, you want to fit in, or maybe you don't, but other people do. And, like, everything matters so much when you're in high school. But then the moment it's ending, everyone is having this, like, collective experience of, oh, fuck, like, this is it. Like, I'm starting to appreciate everything that high school really was now that we're leaving. So even the bully girl and Willow, even though they hated each other right at the end, they're like, you know, I'm gonna miss you. And it's like, oh, That's kind of cute, honestly. I wish I could relate, because I've said this before, and I say it often. I'm pretty sure I said it last week. I dropped out of high school when I was like, was I 17 yet? Maybe I was just 16, but it was the year I turned 17. I literally just went home one day and I was like, Mom, I'm not going to school anymore. And that was it. I just disappeared, and I never looked back at it. I never talked to anyone again. I just left. So I didn't have that experience, but I can see that being an experience that I would have had if I had kept going and if I cared a little bit more about the people that were there. Because like, even now, like many years later, like I can see how some of like the classmates that I share class with for a couple years, I was sitting there remembering them and I was like, they were really cool. They were like cool people that if things had been different, I would have liked to like know them better, you know? Anyway, the mayor ate a bunch of spiders. Gross. I think that's probably gonna be it for this review. I think the audio is fine. I checked twice while recording this. I feel really bad about the reaction, dude, because like 2 weeks ago the video looked bad, and then this week this video just sounds bad, and I'm sitting here like, man, I'm tired. I don't have it in me to like stress out about the shits as much as I do, but how could I not? I feel bad about that. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this Buffy video, and hopefully next week, the finale, everything will go great. Hopefully. Something I do want to add, because I forgot to mention it during previous recording, and I just finished editing the video and I got reminded of it, and my internet is down, so fuck it, might as well just record an extra bit. But it's the fact that Buffy decided to go directly against the council and Wesley, to the point that she just decided, you know what, fuck the council. The council can just go fuck themselves. Like, I'm not gonna do whatever they want me to do. And that's kind of funny, because like, what does the council do now? Like, it's like they almost never consider the idea that a Slayer might go rogue. So that's a little bit funny. I mean, they surely did, and what they're probably gonna do is they're gonna want to maybe assassinate Buffy or whatever, but that's a different problem for a different time. That might never come to pass because maybe Wesley won't tell them. I don't know, but like, the reason why I forgot to mention it, because I even forgot it happened, was because it doesn't feel like that's that big of a deal. And like, it probably is. It surely is, because the council is this like ever-looming presence that has been around since forever. You know, the council and the Watchers and the Slayer, like all of these are concepts that are established from like the first episode. So the council should matter, but it doesn't feel like they do. And I'm not saying that they don't, I'm saying that that's how it feels like. Because Buffy is a show where like problems happen, like monsters show up, and we just kind of take care of them. You know, our group of teenagers and stuff, we take care of the problems and the monsters that happen. And it's never like council's orders. And that's the thing, is that like the council, quote unquote, gives orders to the Slayers. And that doesn't really happen in the show. Like, we don't see it. So when Wesley shows up and he's trying to enforce that, it feels odd, because it's like, that's not how we do things around here. So Buffy claiming, you know what, fuck them, I'm gonna do whatever, that's not something that I would have ever considered to be a big deal, because that's just what we've been doing the entire time. The only difference is that now we're making a proper declaration that we're going against them. So yes, this is a very important and dramatic thing that's gonna happen with the council here and Buffy, but it didn't feel like it, because I never even thought that Buffy was working for the council or whatever, even though they're always there, and via technicality we are. I never felt that way. So to me, that just feels like, yeah, this is just what would happen. But yeah, anyway, that's just the reason why I didn't mention it, because I just forgot. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, hopefully my internet will come back so I can upload this video as soon as it finishes rendering. See you guys later. Okay, that's gonna be it for this episode of Buffy. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next week. And alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you would like to watch the final episode for season 3, you can already do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, social media, all sorts of cool stuff that I do. I'll see you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.